Hello, I'm Brett Knowles from PM2 Consulting. This quick prezi is an overview of the employee scorecard. During this presentation, I'm going to talk about the need for employee scorecards, what needs to be done in order to create one, how to go about doing it, what's the idea behind the employee scorecard, what are the elements we need, and then finally, what are the benefits. So, let's get underway. On the need side, clearly we need to engage employees. What we've found is that over 71% of employees are not engaged, according to Badgeville. In fact, only 10% look forward to going to work every day, and 20% of your workforce is already looking for a new job. There's only 20% that's actually satisfied with their job. And 40% tell us that if they don't feel meaningfully recognized, they won't work hard to get their job done. Whereas 85% of the people that are meaningfully recognized will. So, what's that look like in North America? Well, only 33% of our employees are actually engaged. The majority of employees are either somewhat engaged or significantly disengaged. And disengaged behavior has significant ramifications in terms of productivity and performance. In fact, one of the studies we looked at told us that 20% of disengaged workers actively undermine their co-workers' success. How can organizers possibly succeed in that environment? So what needs to get done? Again, there's a lot of thought out there, but there seems to be a strong rally call around transparency. So, for example, management transparency has a correlation coefficient of 0.94% with employee happiness. Peer-to-peer recognition, 36% said that was a significant motivator. And 1 in 5 respondents said that some sort of suggestion process was also useful. The interesting thing is 70% of workers are motivated by non-monetary rewards. 71% said that the most meaningful recognition has no dollar value at all. 69% of employees would work harder if they were better recognized. Almost 50% of employees said that they would leave their current job in a heartbeat for a company that clearly recognized their employees. 89% of engaged employees believe their managers would advocate for them in front of customers and upper management. So what does that tell us? Well, 84% of USA employees claim that their relationship with their boss is the number one determining factor in whether they'll try to move up in the organization or find work elsewhere. So how to do it? Again, many thoughts, but clearly there are 3 core components. Recognition, 83% said recognition is key. 76% said career opportunities and growth, and over 90% said they want to find fun at work. Now, the types of recognition are important. Almost 70% found recognition as an individual over a team was more motivating. 88% found praise from their managers very or extremely motivating. And 76% found praise from their peers very extremely motivating. So the source is important. We need all 3 sources. And 79% of employees quitting their jobs in the exit interview said a lack of appreciation was the main reason that they were leaving. So, what's the idea? What if we could build a scorecard for teams and employees? And what that would look like is the team or the employee would gain points for their day-to-day activities and processes, and when they achieve certain levels, they'd win awards, recognition. Likewise for projects, based on the status, points, awards. Personal training, what they're doing to pay it forward, certificates and so on. Work that they do as a mentor and coach for their co-workers, exhibiting corporate values, assessments, be those 360 or other co-worker assessments, and partner feedback, all of which earn points and awards to accumulate on an ongoing basis. So the employee doesn't have to wait till year end. Day to day, month to month, they can see how they're performing and where their focus needs to be. So the elements of this sort of process are things like instant recognition. So as projects are unfolding, as you complete your training, as sales cycles unfold, and so forth. And have an element of fun, awards, achievements, certificates, challenges between departments, leaderboards, and so forth allow the employees to constantly be reinforced and motivated without the boss having to do those activities. And the benefits are compelling. What we do know is employees and organizations with highly motivated employees see almost a 20% increase in operating income, a 20% increase in productivity, 28% higher margins, 3.5 times greater earnings per share, and 37% less absenteeism. Harvard Business Review did a review of performance with happy employees, and they tell us that happy employees are 31% more productive, 37% higher sales, and 3 times as creative. So it matters financially as well. Organizations with high employee engagement experience total shareholder returns almost 20% higher than average, whereas those with low engaged had a 44% lower than average. And as we saw before, in this study, 87% of engaged employees would stay, whereas 40% of disengaged employees would leave. So overall, what does this amount to? A hit of about $370 billion a year in the U.S. economy through things like absenteeism, turnover, shrinkage, safety. In hospitals, patient-related incidents, for example, quality incidents in total, higher customer metrics, higher productivity, and higher profitability. So this is a brief survey of what the various infographics have told us. I'll be publishing shortly a more detailed review of all these statistics so you can understand each of these nodes in more detail. Again, I'm Brett Knowles. Thank you for your time.